What path might you take in your quest for total health?
Optimum health that encompasses mind, body, and spirit.
So join us now as we head to the frontiers of integrative health and well-being.
With Judy Brooks
Roy Walkenhorst
and Michelle Bernhardt, our Inner World Guide.
on Healing Quest. Thanks so much for joining us. Today we take a fresh look at a subject that over the ages has inspired countless one-liners, a lot of speculation, and a big load of nonsense.
Well, we're talking about the differences between the male and female brain. In fact, those differences are quite real, and more than ever, a serious matter.
Women have to lead the charge in educating themselves as to brain issues that will befall all of us.
We're discovering new things women need to know to keep their brains healthy and active.
And a fond farewell to a courageous doctor, visionary, and important contributor to Healing Quest, who gave us great advice about what to eat and how to eat to help us live healthy lives.
You got to think, every time you take a bite of food, you can approach it two ways. I'm doing something to help my body work more efficiently, or I'm going to do something where I don't care how it works.
So let's begin today's journey to better health right now on Healing Quest.
Broadcast of this program made possible by
So True, makers of organic fermented whole food nutrition. All So True products are non-GMO, gluten and soy free, and fermented to help unlock the full potency of each ingredient. More information is available at SoTrue.com. So True, whole food nutrition designed for your best self.
Prime, a daily dietary supplement designed to support cardiovascular health by boosting the production of nitric oxide. More information available at primeno.com.
Vital Choice Seafood, wild-caught seafood and whole food supplements rich in omega-3s. More information about our wild seafood and our sustainable practices is available at www.vitalchoice.com or at 800-608-4825. This season on Healing Quest, we've been focusing on brain health.
We've been reporting on some powerful research that's being done in this area.
But as we've explored this topic, we've discovered that something else is going on. And our Inner World Guide, Michelle Bernhardt, has the details.
Thanks, guys. As you said, the brain is getting an unprecedented amount of attention. One result has been encouraging progress in dealing with diseases like ALS. But another result has been the realization that brain health is an issue women need to really pay attention to.
Have to lead the charge in educating themselves as to brain issues that will befall all of us. Things like depression, eating disorders, brain trauma, ALS, and the list goes on. We want to understand what makes a woman twice as likely to develop depression than a man, for example.
It turns out that women have like 3 times more chances of having actual severe migraines. And it was, for example, I find that amazing. That was a neglected disease because science was done and made by men.
At one point, 30 years ago, it was thought women didn't have heart attacks because they present differently than men. And it was pressure from the women's movement to say you have to factor into the research trials. And then they discovered, woo la me, heart attack is the leading cause of death for women as it is for men. But that was not known because it was assumed that women are really just, quote, small men with different reproductive systems.
So now what's happening is that more attention is being paid to make sure that women get equal focus in the quest to deal with brain health issues. For Robin Morgan, that means working to launch the first national research on women and Parkinson's disease.
Because if we're not in those tests and trials, we don't know what works and doesn't. The NIH, fortunately, has mandated that now all research that they fund has to be gender specific, not only at the clinical level with human beings, but at the animal and even the cellular level. That's the good news. The bad news is NIH funds only 22% of research. So we have to go after the drug companies who fund most of the rest and who still do all-male testing. It's amazing.
We have seen in research on heart disease that men's and women's hearts are different. The way they respond to, heart incidents and heart attack, very different. So we can almost extrapolate and we can think from there that the brains of men and women probably do differ. If they are different, as we suspect they are, let's identify the ways in which they're different, in which they're the same, and figure out our strategies for approaching disease.
One of those strategies involves greater awareness among women about brain health issues. To help accomplish that, a Women and the Brain initiative has been launched. It's underwritten by media activist and filmmaker Regina K. Scully.
And there's a whole team behind Project ALS, but they had a wonderful idea to create a series called Women and the Brain. And they know that I am so connected to anything to do with neuroscience and storytelling. So it was a natural fit for us to work together to try and educate people.
What we've begun to do at Project ALS is bring seminars and kind of entertaining educational evenings and days around to different parts of the country so that people can start to think about the brain in ways that make sense to them.
The sharing of experiences and information, and that makes us all learn more, empathize more, and be inspired.
Women's brains need to be attended to much as their breasts and other parts of their lives.
Also supporting the Women in the Brain project is author, activist, and feminist Gloria Steinem. One of her key areas of interest is how the brain incorporates the concept of masculine and feminine qualities.
I mean, the idea that they're masculine and feminine is completely made up. They're all human. The feminine qualities are those that are necessary to raise children. Attention to detail, patience, empathy, all of these things men have too, but they are told to suppress them in order to be masculine. And generally speaking, women need to develop the part that's wrongly called masculine, and men need to develop the part that's wrongly called feminine. We can't survive. We can't survive as a human race without all of those qualities.
She says the most violent societies are those in which the gender roles are the most polarized, and the most peaceful societies are one in which masculine and feminine traits are equally valued.
I think probably the single most important path to peace is men raising children. So it's survival, it's absolutely survival.
I know there's a lot of discussion about the differences between the female brain and the male brain. I'm more interested in the messages that both brains take in. I'm interested in the process of how the brain functions and how we can heal it and how we can make it more positive and help people to really utilize what they're doing and saying in a positive way.
Few people would argue that ours and many other cultures honor and overemphasize the masculine. Masculine principles are doing, being, busy, action, whereas feminine principles, often underemphasized and sometimes neglected, are receptivity and the ability to receive, pause, and be. Spiritually and metaphysically, the masculine rules daytime and the feminine nighttime. Sleep is actually feminine. It allows us to process the day. It connects us with our thoughts and dreams that we can't see. The overemphasis that we have on us to keep doing and going is crazy. No one feels like they have permission to rest. This gives us a very clear picture as to why so many people have health issues and insomnia. What's often misunderstood is that both the masculine and the feminine exist within all of us, both males and females, and must be honored equally in order for us to live a healthy and balanced life, both individually and collectively.
Thanks, Michelle.
And we want to share one other thing about this story. After Michelle's interview with Robin Morgan, who's an award-winning poet, Robin read for us some of her new poems about the new challenge in her life, Parkinson's. One of those poems included this passage.
Oh, splendid powers of the brain, I always loved you best. Have I deserved this? No, that's not scientific either. Also absurd. Who deserves anything? Recursive thinking, brain mulling on brain, can make one dizzy, even someone apolitical, lacking movement disorders. Well, brain, as you fire ideas through these fingertips on keys, I echo your vow. We'll go through this together, quarreling lovers. But I ask 3 favors as we do, for both our sakes. In the midst of shuddering, save us a place for stillness. In the darkening gray, save us a space for laughter. In the ticking hours, save us a time to make poems.
Energy as a natural force for healing is something we've long been interested in, things like Reiki and healing touch.
So when I met a fascinating woman who says she's developed tools that combine vibrational therapy and wisdom of nature, I had to check it out.
Everything around us vibrates. Everything is energy. It has a frequency.
Caitlin Keat believes it's possible to harness those vibes and frequencies to deliver more energy for us at a cellular level and to restore our natural balance. She wants to enable us to be literally more in touch with the earth.
We've got ourselves so cocooned in these artificial environments. If you look at it, our clothing, everything around us, our cars, our homes are very synthetic and draining. They're out of balance and pulling from us. So I was inspired, nudged by nature to make tools that help to bring that back into our lives.
Caitlin says the goal is to deliver what's known in quantum mechanics as zero-point energy.
So in that 0 point, you now have a place of harmony and balance. And you know, as I was telling you earlier, Judy, the Eastern cultures say that the root of all disease is imbalance. 0 point energy, we understand that's what nature's creating, this intelligent creation energy. Nature is giving the body energy that it needs.
Caitlin uses a patented process to blend together natural frequencies from a variety of sources.
So the ingredients that we're looking at here these are all different gemstones. And before they go in, they get made into a finer form, more like sand size. And we also have the clear quartz that goes in here. We have the black tourmaline that goes in. And we have something I call puffy crystals, which is, it creates little bridges through it that the energy can move through. We have essential oils, liquid crystal, and flower essences. All of these ingredients have an intelligence about them, something that they bring for us, their own little abilities. And then I put in some clear, gooey, sticky stuff that holds it all together, and I turn it on, and it literally looks like you're making mud pie.
The result is a rubber-like substance that can be molded and cut for various uses.
What we have here now is the product, and it's pulsing all that energy out.
That material is used in cell phone covers designed to protect against EMFs and other products including flip-flops, sleeping masks, therapy mats, bras, and a variety of body wraps. Chelsea Redwood was a professional downhill mountain bike racer for 15 years.
I've broken several vertebrae, I've broken 18 bones, and I've had over 100 concussions.
Chelsea now devotes her time to healing others as a massage therapist. She told me that she met Caitlin at an outdoor market in Hawaii several years ago at a time when she was suffering from intense back pain.
As we neared her, I don't know if she noticed the way I was walking or what it was, but she got up and she came over to me and she said, "Can I put this on your back?" And she had something in her hand and I didn't know what it was. And she put her hand, it felt like, on my back, and within seconds all the pain was gone. And I was like, "What the heck have you got in your hands?" And she said, "Well, it has essential oils in it. I came up with this way to transmit them into your body through the power of crystals." Anyway, I could feel it on my body, and I was just like, this is crazy. That's the craziest thing. She took it off. I had the pain back. She put it on. The pain was gone. She took it off. The pain was back. And I was just like, this is insane.
Chelsea incorporated Caitlin's energy tools into her life and her massage therapy business with equally good results.
I have a doctor, a plastic surgeon using it, and normally it takes a facelift like 3 weeks to heal. With the Vibes Up, it takes a week to heal. No swelling, no scarring. I have physical therapists, personal trainers using it.
Caitlin has also created water bottles with an energy charger on the bottom and jewelry, including bracelets, with a liquid crystal coating to amplify the energy in each stone.
So when someone's wearing it, it's like able to do every 60 seconds our blood passes by there, and now it's able to pick up on that beautiful frequency and take it to the whole body, to every cell of the body. So they're feeding the energy in and pulling excess energy out.
Caitlin's energy tools have been used around the world for more than a decade. She says we've all experienced the difference vibes make in our life.
When you're in a good mood, your vibrational energy is literally high, and you go out and you attract more, like attracts like, you attract more of that in your day, and you probably already experienced that. And when you're in a bad mood and you're vibrating low, you notice already that when you go out, you attract more of that into your day. So it is important to pay attention to what your vibration is and the vibration of things around you, because it affects what we attract into our lives.
If you're interested in trying to harness some of those vibes, we have information for you at healingquest.tv.
Coming up next, a brain food suggestion you may find surprising.
Brain health has been a big topic for us this season, and so every week we've been passing along expert advice on the best ways to nourish our brain.
Now, the tip we have today is one I suspect most of us have never heard about, but nutritional expert Dr. Nicholas Gonzalez said it's something we should all have in our diet every day.
Coconut oil was demonized by the academic authorities and the medical authorities in Washington. It's horrible. It's got saturated fat. There was this hysteria for 50 years about saturated fat. Fortunately, it's finally being overturned. There's no question that coconut oil helps with brain function. It has a group of really important saturated fatty acids that help the brain function better. You know, the brain is 60% fat, and a lot of it is saturated fat. The idea that saturated fats are the enemy of mankind, like salt, wrong. The brain needs saturated fat in order to function. Neurotransmission cannot occur without saturated fats. The myelin sheath around the axons that allows neurotransmission to occur so efficiently and effectively is made up largely of saturated fat. And coconut oil has the exact combination. There are dozens and dozens of saturated fats. Coconut oil has the exact combination, the right proportions that the brain thrives on. So coconut oil is wonderful. There was a study about it a couple of years ago where they gave 4 to 8 tablespoons of coconut oil, which admittedly is a lot of coconut oil, to patients with overt, properly diagnosed Alzheimer's. And there was substantial improvement in their memory, cognition, recognition, all the subtle and not so subtle tests of memory, and that really helped enormously. So coconut oil, anybody who wants to save their brain should take coconut oil. If you're not interested in saving your brain, please don't take coconut oil. It's literally more so than fish, which was a traditional brain food. Coconut oil is really legitimately scientifically proven brain food. And for normal preventative reasons, a tablespoon or 2 a day, I take a tablespoon a day. I read a recent study 6 weeks ago that found that a couple tablespoons of coconut oil within 24 hours improve cognitive ability and memory. The effect is that fast because the brain can repair very quickly even after years of damage and abuse. So coconut oil is one of those really remarkable supplements that has a lot of scientific data behind it to support its use with any kind of brain malfunction or misfortune. It really helps enormously. So that's something that should be part of everybody's program. Again, unless you're not interested in maintaining your intellectual capabilities, please don't take coconut oil.
Well, I think most of us would want to do that, so I asked him how we can make coconut oil part of our daily diet. Dr. Gonzalez said he uses it, now just 1 tablespoon a day, on green salads instead of olive oil, on warm vegetables like broccoli where it melts like butter. He also recommends coconut oil on a baked potato, and if a healthy shake is part of your day, you can also add it there. Now, Dr. Gonzalez said it's important to make sure the coconut oil is organic, unprocessed, and non-GMO. And the Nourishing Traditions Cookbook, which is one of our favorites, has many more coconut oil recipe suggestions.
And before we move on in today's show, we want to say one more word about Dr. Gonzalez.
The week after we interviewed him at his office in New York City, he died unexpectedly at home. A big loss for many people around the country.
For 25 years, he used intensive nutritional therapy to treat advanced cancer and other incurable diseases.
Many of his patients, even those diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, survived for decades by following his protocol of nutrition, natural supplements, and regular detox.
He wrote 2 books, and he was increasingly concerned about the toxins in modern life.
There are 79,000 chemicals allowed in the U.S. in industry, and virtually none of them have been tested for safety. Nobody realizes it's that much. Very few have been tested. I mean, and nobody knows what the effect is going to be. And no one knows what the synergistic effect is. 70 years of eating pesticides, that's a lot of nerve toxin in your body. And boy, I wouldn't want it there. But we're starting to see the increase in, well, we've been seeing this for some time now, the increase in cancer rates. I'm seeing cancer occurring at younger and younger ages. I mean, we're having people call us 25 years old with metastatic breast cancer. We're seeing adult cancers occurring in younger and younger people, even in children. It's more aggressive. The cancer that patients that we get today have much more aggressive cancer than the ones 20 years ago when I was just starting out. So there's no question we're part of an experiment, a grand experiment to see what the effect of turning our agriculture and our whole lifestyle into a synthetic way of life and a chemicalized way of life, what the end results are going to be. We're going to know that over the next 50 years, and I don't think it's going to be very pretty.
In the face of that toxic world, what can we do? When I first interviewed Dr. Gonzalez in 2012, he had a powerful answer. Minimize your exposure to toxic chemicals and realize how important clean organic food is to supporting your health.
Everything in our body, every brain chemical, every enzyme, every molecule in our liver, our toenails, this stuff comes from one place, from our food. And you got to think, every time you take a bite of food, you can approach it 2 ways. I'm doing something to help my body work more efficiently, or I'm going to do something where I don't care how it works. Well, there's a price to pay if you don't care. And believe me, being sick, I treat advanced cancer patients every day. All of them wish they had it over to do again.
He was an inspiring proponent of Hippocrates' suggestion, let food be thy medicine, and medicine be thy food.
His intelligence, generosity, straight talk, and commitment to natural health will be missed by many across the country, who, like Roy and me, count ourselves lucky to have known him. How many times have you taken a break from a hectic day to spend a few moments watching the sunset? It's probably one of the most common ways we appreciate our powerful connection with nature. For our healing moment today, acclaimed cinematographer Louis Schwartzberg has captured a handful of those infinite scenes nature offers when day turns to night.
Wow, what a display of light and movement. Thanks to cinematographer Louis Schwartzberg for those great images.
If you'd like to learn more about Louis' nature photography and his moving art project, we have the link for you at healingquest.tv.
And one other thing, we want to say a big thank you to Jane Rivar and her team here at River Highlands Ranch in the foothills outside Grass Valley, California, where we're shooting this season.
Oh, they've been terrific. So thanks to them for being such terrific hosts, and thanks to all of you for watching.
That's our Healing Quest for now. Please remember you can follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
And join us next time, right here on Healing Quest.
Broadcast of this program made possible by
So True, makers of organic, fermented whole food nutrition. All So True products are non-GMO, gluten and soy free, and fermented to help unlock the full potency of each ingredient. More information is available at SoTrue.com. So True, whole food nutrition designed for your best self.
Prime, a daily dietary supplement designed to support cardiovascular health by boosting the production of nitric oxide. More information available at primeno.com.
Vital Choice Seafood, wild-caught seafood and whole food supplements rich in omega-3s. More information about our wild seafood and our sustainable practices is available at www.vitalchoice.com or at 800-608-4825.
For more information on the stories in today's show and on upcoming Healing Quest live events, visit us at healingquest.tv.
To order a DVD of this episode of Healing Quest, call 877-544-4827 or write to the address on your screen.